Hey everyone, this is Pavlina from Pavlina's Kids Place. I'm on location at the Port Orange Family Days, and I'm here with country music singer Jim Van Fleet. Hello.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing wonderful. I'm glad to be back here in Volusia County.
Yes, that's good. So you're also a meteorologist for Fox 35 TV in Orlando. Do people know you as a meteorologist or a country music singer, or a little bit of both? And how do you combine them all?
In the last couple of years, a little bit of both. When I first got here, it was mainly TV. A couple of years ago, people were like, there's the singer guy. And lately, in the last 2 or 3 years, I'd say it's basically been, it's the guy who sings and also works on TV. So it's both. So that says, I guess, that it's working a little bit. It's great. It's nice that folks are actually recognizing it and coming back to the shows and also watching in the morning.
Yes, okay, that's really good. So I've talked with country music singer Darius Rucker and blues great Taj Mahal, and you like surfing, so you probably know Jack Johnson.
Oh yeah.
So I talked with them, and they've all said how they would sing around the house, or they would sing with family and friends or neighbors. Mm-hmm. Is that how you started growing up with music?
Yeah, hands down. When I was a little kid, 4 or 5, 6 years old, it was in the car with my mother every day. And of course, at that time, it was late 70s disco music or top 40 or what have you. But as I started getting older, then I started listening to country music. I didn't start out of the gate. Even being from Oklahoma, you'd think I might, but I didn't. I actually, my mother listened to more like dance and rock and things like that. So that's where I started. But then singing in the car with her every day, but then also on my father's side of the family, he's been in music all his life since he was a teenager. So his parents also played guitars and sang in church and things like that. So there's been music all around.
Yes. No one in my family's ever musical.
Really?
I'm the first one.
I've heard of a few families like that, where you're kind of the breakout one that interest clicks, and so maybe someday when you have a family that you pass it down.
Yes, because I don't know, I'm the only one. So, so you probably know what's her name? Gloria Gaynor then.
Gloria Gaynor, yeah. Oh goodness, yeah. Amazing voice, and that was definitely the time frame of music that we were listening to was her kind of hits when my mother was driving us from daycare and back to the house and what have you. So, but she would sing at the top of her lungs, so it gave us no fear, and yeah, that's just kind of how it started for me.
Yeah, well, actually, I just interviewed her yesterday. Was Friday, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I interviewed her Friday then.
How was that? You've
awesome.
Interviewed a huge range of people.
Yes.
So, do you find you're interviewing folks in each and every genre? Not to flip the interview back on you, but you're interviewing folks in each and every genre. Do you find similarities with them, or?
Yeah, a lot of them have similarities.
Yeah.
Because with my second question, they all sing around their house.
Yeah, absolutely. So, shower, house, porch. Walking the dog. I mean, I think that's where the creativity comes from. You find a lyric or a line, and you just start working off of that.
Yeah.
And of course, rehearsal too. You got to practice.
Yes. So, do you play any instruments?
Yeah, just started guitar about 2 years ago. It's been a progression for me. Music's been in my family. I've always loved singing, but I never was a songwriter till about 5 years ago. I never played guitar till just a couple years ago. So where all my bandmates have been doing it since they were kids, it's like I'm the late bloomer,
Mm-hmm.
But it's great because now I've got all these wonderfully talented people around me teaching me, But acoustic guitar, a little bit of electric, but I'll never be a lead player. I'm just a strummer and like a songwriter.
Okay, that's cool. I'm learning the acoustic also.
It's great. It was frustrating at first, until you can get like a full song done, and then once you get that first full song, it's like you're just hungry for more. Give me another one. Give me another. So.
I'm still learning chords.
Yeah. Once it clicks, I'm telling you that I was very frustrated. I put it down several times, but once I took one of my songs from beginning to end, played it from start to finish, then I was like, all right, well, where's the chord chart to the next one?
That's really cool. So your TV stuff seems like you have a lot of you have to do stuff in a certain way, but singing on stage is sort of like freestyle. Is it tough to do the adjustment of loosening up?
For me, it's easier to be loose, you know. So musically, it's easier in that respect. Where TV's very formatted. I'm a little bit more blessed than the anchors because theirs is all scripted. Mine is ad lib, but then again, you're still within a format, a certain time, certain maps you need to show, things like that. Whereas music, clearly, you can sing how you want to, you can play whatever songs you want to, say what you want to. The one interesting dynamic that's different is that I think it's easier to become more comfortable in TV because I never know on the other side of that lens if somebody's laughing at me, making fun of me, happy with me. Whereas in a performance, you immediately see the reaction on their face. A bad note, forget a line, or just the crowd, you know, reacting to the song. Emotionally, they connect with the song, and you just see their faces light up when they hear a certain line. You know, it can be really exciting, but it also can be very scary.
Yes. Well, the reason I asked that because I perform with Orlando Ballet.
Yeah.
So from like Monday to pretty much Friday, I go to Orlando Ballet. So
is that right? So you're gonna be a triple threat, aren't you?
Yeah.
I love it. That's awesome. Well, it's great to get to know you while you're young too. So.
Yes. Well, because all they do is ballet and then like once a week character.
Yeah.
So
just structure and same thing. Yeah.
And so I have a tough time loosening up sometimes.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a beautiful thing about music. You know, whether it's songwriting or performing, I mean, the creativity, there's no boundaries. You know, it's whatever you want to make of it. You know, whether the story's true, whether it really happened, or whether you just had a thought and then you made a song out of that, and none of it's true. I mean, it's wonderful.
Yes, that's really cool. So growing up is full of obstacles and can be really tough sometimes. Yeah. Did you have any obstacles growing up, and how did you overcome it?
Oh, I had a ton of obstacles. I think everybody does, but for me, it's almost ironic. I think the biggest obstacle and challenge in my life also gave me the courage to pursue music, and that was the death of my mother, and this was about 7 years ago. So I was 28 at the time, and obviously that was the last thing I expected was to find out that my mother had passed away. But to go through that and to see just how short a life can be gave me, you know, I always dreamed about singing. TV's been great to me. I'm very thankful for it, but I was always too scared to do music. And when she passed away, it gave me the courage to actually try music. And that's why I say I'm a late bloomer, because I was always too afraid to try it. But there was the positive out of that challenge that, you know, I wouldn't be here tonight. I wouldn't be performing had those events not happened either. So it was the hardest thing I've ever gone through in my life, but it's also given me more than I would have ever thought.
Okay, well that's really cool. So who has inspired you the most and why?
Well, I'd say my mother inspired me so much as a kid. She's definitely my hero. My grandfather is also my hero. And then pretty much any and every musician. So many people think that it's a competition, you know, but musicians I find and songwriters I find are actually, they like lifting each other up, you know. It's like when they see another performer who does well, they become a fan of that performer, you know. I'm a fan of country music, you know. I get to sing it, but I also love each and every band that's out there.
Yes. Okay, that's good. So do you have any future plans and gigs?
After this gig tonight, we're headed to the Sanford Bike Fest next weekend, and then I think we're doing Ocoee Founders Day, which we've done several years in a row, and then start working on my fourth record. We're just getting this third one out, but you're always writing. It's always a process, as you know, and so just beginning to think about what's the next record going to be, where do we want to tour next, and, you know, just what's the next level for us, and hopefully we'll keep working forward.
Yes, okay, well thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank you for interviewing me. I feel honored with the names you've interviewed before us. Is like I'm on the D list, but I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.